The Buk 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 Festival by Mary Jane and Herb Aunt. Henrietta was an avid reader, a rare talent for a chicken. The librarian let her check out books because she was exceedingly careful with them, especially when crossing the road. Henrietta was also an author. She once wrote her own story and sent it to a publisher, but got a rejection, so she made a few books to give it to her aunties and the librarian. Annual Children's Book Festival this fall. One day, Henrietta saw a poster for the Children's Book Festival. She noticed that none of the authors were chickens. "I'll write a new story," she clucked. "This time, I'll pretend I'm a person." Tickety-click, Henrietta pecked out. Once there was a hen named Chelsea. "She's writing a new book." Aunt Liz squawked. The other aunties rushed over. "Chelsea went walking in the woods," Henrietta typed. "The old walking in the woods routine," Aunt Galda yawned. Drumsticks." "Let's play What If," suggested Aunt Olive. "What if Chelsea flies to the moon?" "I want my story to be about the things that the chickens really do," Henrietta said. "All we do is stay cooped up," cackled Aunt Galda. "Cooped up is cozy," murmured Aunt Zoe. Henrietta hatched an idea about her coziest memory. Chelsea felt comfy inside her shell. It fit her perfectly. Henrietta kept going. The story started happy, then got not so happy when Chelsea had to leave her shell, and not happy at all when it was time to go to the chicker garden. "That's all right," Henrietta decided. "The main character needs to have a problem to make a good story." Henrietta cried through the sad parts, then wrote a happy ending. She sent her story to 5 publishers with this letter. "Dear publisher, I am an expert in chicken behavior. This story comes from observing my own little flock. The name of the story is Chicker Garden. I hope you enjoy it. Yours truly, Henrietta Fowler." Henrietta Fowler seemed like a splendid name for a chicken pretending to be a person. All 5 publishers wanted Henrietta's book. She picked the one called Holiday House because they sounded like friendly people who wouldn't get mad if they discovered that she was a chicken after publishing her book. Many months later, a box of books arrived. It took all the hens to push it and pull it into the coop. Henrietta's aunties made her read Chicker Garden aloud over and over. "I remember how you loved your little shell," sighed Aunt Zoe. Later that day, Henrietta took her new book to the library. "We already have Chicker Garden," said the library. "It got a starred reviewed in the Corn Book." Henrietta read the review to her aunties. They weren't impressed. Aunt Galda thought the star was a bug and ate it. The next day, Henrietta was flabbergasted to see Chicker Garden in the bookstore. When she got home, she had the most exciting surprise of all. "Dear Henrietta Fowler, we love your book, Chicker Garden. We cordially invite you to be a featured author in our Children's Book Festival." Henrietta didn't need to brood over the invitation. She accepted it right away. The day of the Children's Book Festival, Henrietta joined the crowds headed for her door. Inside, authors sat at table with stacks of their books. Up near the ceiling, their names were spelled out in moving lights. Henrietta's feathers fluttered when she saw her own name. Then she spotted her books and flew up to her table. "This is one of the proudest moments of my existence." They clucked to the author next to her. "Eek!" screamed the author. Henrietta looked up, expecting to see a hawk, but there was none in sight. "Hawk!" yelled the author behind her. Henrietta looked down in the aisle, thinking a fox had to have snuck in, but no. The festival director came running. "Who let this chicken in here?" "I'm an author," Henrietta squawked. But even though she knew people language, Henrietta's words came out in hen speak. Nobody could understand her. So she ran. Anne ran, then dived under a table. Henrietta huddled, crestfallen, in the darkness until a child discovered her hiding place. Then she escaped to perch high on a balloon where she could see the whole festival. In a corner down below, a woman was tapping on a computer. She was the one making the words and moving lights. When the woman left the table, Henrietta swooped in. She pecked out of a frantic bulletin. I may be a chicken, but I'm also an author. My name is Henrietta Fowler, and I wrote Chicken Garden. Way across the room, the librarian saw the message. Henrietta, where are you? She shouted. Bark, 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 bark. Henrietta screeched. The librarian came running, picking up Henrietta just in time. Get that chicken out of here, yelled the festival director. The librarian held the frightened hen in her arms. This is Henrietta Fowler, the author of Chicken Garden. Ridiculous, said the director. Chickens can't write. The loyal librarian smiled. That's what makes Henrietta unique. A chicken who can write books is a national treasure. For the rest of the day, the librarian opened the books for Henrietta to scratch her autograph in every one. Henrietta was enchanted to meet her fans, and she felt extraordinarily proud to be a chicken. The end.